Hello, Servwellers. For all of you out there who are applying for ROTC scholarships, and I hope that's all of you, it's time to start building your college list. Your college list is comprised of the colleges that you hope to use your ROTC scholarship at, assuming you get the scholarship. So the first step is to make sure the colleges you're applying to have an ROTC program. If you go back to week 30, you can review how to find the colleges that have Army, Navy, and Air Force ROTC programs. The Navy happens to have the fewest of the ROTC programs on campus compared to the Army and the Navy. The Navy offers ROTC programs on about 150 campuses versus the Army and the Air Force that have programs on over 1,000 campuses. So let's start with step one. Which branch of service or services are you interested in? The Army, the Navy, or the Air Force? And I say or services because I've worked with students who have received ROTC scholarships from more than one branch. That takes a lot of work, but it also gives you options. Let's just say for our sake that you choose Navy ROTC. You can go to the link below, which will bring you to a web page, where you will see an index of colleges with Navy ROTC programs listed by state. You can choose the state you're interested in, and you'll see a list of colleges with ROTC programs. That's a great start. If you have specific colleges in mind, you can always go directly to that college's website and click around to discover whether or not they have an ROTC program on their campus. There are several ways to begin to build your list of schools that you like and that have an ROTC programs. Let's move on to step number two. Once you've narrowed down your list of colleges that have ROTC programs, now it's time to take a deeper dive into the colleges themselves. What kind of campus is it? How big is the ROTC program? How many people attend? Is it in a rural or an urban or a suburban setting? How competitive is it academically? What's the selectivity like? What do students typically get on their SAT and ACT? What's the average GPA of a typical incoming freshman class? What kind of academic programs do they have? These are all important because remember, you have to actually get accepted into a college with an ROTC program in order to use your ROTC scholarship. Remember, they're not a package deal. Just because you win an ROTC scholarship doesn't mean that you're automatically accepted into any old college. You have to apply to a list of colleges separately and get accepted, and then attempt to match that scholarship with one of your top choice schools. So you have to make sure that you're applying to a balanced list of colleges with ROTC programs. If you only apply to Harvard and Yale and Princeton and don't get accepted into any of them, you will not be able to use your ROTC scholarship. So make sure you apply to a few reach schools, a majority of match schools, and a few safety schools. All, of course, schools that have ROTC programs. Let's move on to step number three. In terms of what you might want to major in, each of the branches will have a slightly different way of dealing with this. If you refer back to week 16, you'll see the details of how the Navy system works for ROTC. The Navy will ask you to select a major offered by your number one choice college from 3 different tiers. The most scholarships go to Tier 1 majors, like electrical engineering, and the fewest scholarships are awarded to the Tier 3 majors, like history. The Army and the Air Force have their own systems of how you might choose your major, so make sure you check out their websites for more details about that. Let's review the steps. Step number 1, which branch of service or services do you want to apply to for an ROTC scholarship, Army, Navy, Air Force? Step number 2, which colleges actually have ROTC programs for those branches, and would you prefer to go to a college that serves as a host or an affiliate? Step number 3, of those colleges, which ones have what you're looking for in terms of size and location and learning environment and a major you're interested in? Step number 4, make sure you build a balanced list. And remember, this college admissions process of researching colleges and creating a balanced list and getting teacher letters of recommendation, this all runs in parallel with your ROTC application process, as well as with your Service Academy application process if you're doing that. So as you can see, there are a lot of moving pieces to manage, and I wish you luck with that. Till next week, continue to study hard, play hard, and don't forget to serve others.